Okay, it's Friday, November 23rd. We're back at Canter's Deli here. And today I have Claude from the group Je T'aime.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. We're going to do basic questions.
Okay.
All right. Nothing quite out there.
Nothing to be nervous about?
Yeah, nothing to be too nervous about.
Okay, David.
But,
I trust you.
all right. First of all, you're from?
I'm originally from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. But grew up in Arizona and also Arkansas.
Really?
And then made my way over here to LA in 2002.
2002, okay.
Yeah.
Now, for people that may not know, which I didn't at first either, how did you come about the name? What was
we were just kind of throwing ideas out there, and like we're really big on like the word love, and like I'm really big on trying to always incorporate more love in my life as opposed to like negative things. And I was like, oh. And then one of my bandmates was like, well, how do you say I love you in French? And I was like, Je t'aime. And they're like, oh, that sounds dope. And then it just stuck. I was like, okay, people are going to have a hard time saying that. They're like, no, they'll get it. They'll get it. So that's how it came about.
No, I like it. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
It's very, very, very cool.
Thanks, David.
Okay, so your band, who are the members right now? Who do you have playing with you right now?
Right now, the permanent members are Derek Goodwin, the drummer, and Mike Bruner, the guitar player, and myself. And we have a bass player, Bloss, who actually we hire to play with us until we find our permanent guy. Yeah, that fourth member, you know?
Looking for that little solid person there.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
Cool. Well, being out here, I'm pretty sure you hopefully will find it soon.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, basically, because I've seen your show, which was excellent. You actually headlined the House of Blues.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
we were so stoked for that. Yeah,
I can imagine.
That opportunity. Yeah, because that was like I think only our 8th show.
Yeah.
So we've done like a few like in Long Beach, NoHo, in smaller venues, and then all of a sudden we got hit up to do House of Blues, and we were like, yes.
Heck yeah, big time.
No.
I mean, yeah, because like you were just saying, that I just noticed you guys been basically together how long?
Well, Derek and I met in June of 2011, so last year, and then Mike, our guitar player, came into the picture in February of this year. Yeah, so, and when we met him, he came in and replaced another guitar player that we had. We had one complete song, which was Come On. And Mike was like, okay, lots of work to do. And we just got to writing, and we got on this flow and wrote like 8 songs in, 3-4 months.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then we were just ready to play out. So we were missing our bass player still, but Mike finally just suggested, well, what about, we just bring Bloss in and, just pay him a couple bucks here and there until we find that guy. And I was like, yes, because I just want to start playing out.
Yeah.
And Bloss is awesome. I love him.
Has you ever thought maybe try to bring him in, or has he got other things that other things take him away?
Yeah, he has his own project that he does, and he is into super like proggy music, and that's his love, and I totally get it. He loves playing with us, and it allows him to be on stage and do something different. But all of his attention is on his own project for now. So
okay, very cool.
Yeah,
Understandable. Growing up, I mean, what brought you into music? I mean, have you always been a part of music, or?
Actually, my mom's a singer. My dad is a keyboard player and singer. They actually were in a band together when they were younger. They never really exposed me to music, which is weird. It was never like, Claude, do you want to play an instrument? Do you want to take singing lessons? It wasn't until much later in my life that I actually fell in love with music this way. It was like probably, I would say like my sophomore year in high school, where my brother actually joined a band. He plays bass. Yeah. But he lives in Arkansas, so he can't be part of our band, and he has a kid. Okay. And I saw him do it, and I was like, wow, I mean, and I would go to their practices, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to do what the singer does. And at that time, I was already here in LA as dancing for a living, like backup dancing for like Pussycat Dolls and doing movies and stuff like that. And I just remember my first gig, and I was like, I don't want to be back here. I want to be that person. I want to sing. I want to, and just be so much closer to the audience. And literally after my first job, I was like, I'm gonna be a singer. So I shifted all my energy into like 4 voice lessons a week and getting together with writers, trying to write and learn that whole thing. So that's how I got into it. That's all it took, and then I was like hooked.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who are some of your influences? I mean, since you're being a singer and everything like that, I mean, who do you admire or who do you look at to get inspiration?
I love like old everything. Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, some of my favorite singers like Ann Wilson from Heart, Lacey from Flyleaf actually is the one who inspired me to scream, and Burt McCracken from The Used, and I love Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars. Just real intense singers, and of course Haley from Paramore is amazing. And let's see, there's so many.
Keep going.
There's so many. Who else? Like Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. Love him. Freddie Mercury. I love Sebastian Bach also. His voice is ridiculous. I could go on and on, but those are probably Dredge. I love Dredge. I don't know if you know that band. That's all I can think of right now.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Have you toyed around with instruments at all by any chance, or?
I did try to learn guitar several times. It's just not for me. I think it was forcing it. I was forcing it, but piano, I guess my dad being a keyboard player, it just makes more sense. So I think like I'm not to the point where I can just like write and like friggin' play on stage, but I do practice every day, and that's my instrument of choice next to my vocal cords, of course.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Since you've only really had, I guess, what you're saying, 8 shows and anything?
Yeah.
Have you had any moments that you'd like to say, I wish that didn't happen, but happened?
Oh, man. Actually, our first show, Derek's pedal broke. What else? My mic stopped working one time, or like the cable, something was wrong with it. But like, not really every time we get up there, it's so much fun. I get crazy nervous beforehand to the point where I'm like, how can I get out of this? How can I get out of this? I don't want to. And I'm like so scared and nervous and have crazy anxiety. But the minute we're up there, like, it doesn't even matter if the show doesn't go like perfect. It's always, so far it's been freaking a blast every single time. So, yeah.
Has there been a show that has stood out for you that?
We had a show at Molly Malone's, and for me, like, the stage was cool. The sound was the best sound we've experienced. Because as a singer, especially like when you start, you don't have your own sound guy to give you all the EQs and the compression and the reverb and this. You're always kind of counting on what the room sounds like, and that always makes me nervous. Am I going to be able to hear myself? Is it going to sound good to the audience? And Molly Malone's, like, I felt so free, and I really liked what I was hearing back. So to me, that was my favorite show. And the audience kicked ass there too.
Nice, nice. Right now, do you guys have any other plans of trying to venture out? Like, I mean, knowing that right now you're still kind of young and everything like that, getting the Hollywood scene down and everything like that. You guys working, maybe trying to do some things, or maybe get in touch with bands and stuff? Or?
Definitely trying to build relationships with other bands that have been around for a while, that have a bigger fan base. That's one of our main priorities. Also, we're doing a Kickstarter project, which is, have you ever heard of Kickstarter? It's an online donation, and people can just donate, and you have like a goal, an amount, like let's say 10,000, and people can just give like $5 here or $30 or 500, and if you meet your goal, you get to keep all the funds, and because you know it takes money to make money, and right now we want to get the rest of our album recorded, get a van and trailer so we can venture out, you know, to like my home state of Arkansas, where I know a bunch of my friends. Well, I say my home state, it's where I did most of my growing up. Yeah. My family's there. We want to get out into the Midwest and reach way more people. So that's our two top priorities right now, is getting the Kickstarter done and making relationships with other like bands and getting on their bills.
Yeah, well, actually, we kind of covered this a little bit before we started the interview and everything like that, because, you know, the music industry has changed so much and everything like that. I mean, as a band for you guys, how are you tackling all the tasks of trying to get yourself notarized? What are you guys doing? Like, I mean, some of the things that you're trying to do to get yourself heard, basically.
Okay, well, definitely on Facebook and Twitter every day. We have a website. I personally write new people every day, like, hey, come check us out, and that's how we've gotten most of our likes on Facebook. Also, we go to a lot of local shows like Pierce the Veil at the Wiltern, and we'll like go to Sunset if we think there's a band playing that's like us, and hand out free CDs, free music, try to get people to, you know, here, just take a listen. If you like it, let us know, give us feedback. The flyer thing, you know, I think it's more personal, and it's more people will react if you actually are giving away your product. Flyers, I just see people take them and they just throw it right away, and you're like, but we're really hands-on, like the whole band. We're just, you know, with the stickers, and we make our own CDs. We go out, we try to meet with people that we think are gonna like, you know, our music, and walk the streets, do the dirty work. We actually have a video of it on YouTube. Me and Derek doing that.
Yeah, I think I caught that too. Yeah. But you know what? You're taking it upon yourself. That's what actually you should do. I mean, that's what a lot of bands did in the older days when they didn't have the internet and everything like that. It's a good way to meet the people that are going to come out and see you and stuff, and you have that, like you just said, that connection.
Totally.
And it's going to be a huge part and everything. So.
Right.
Oh yeah, by all means.
Yeah.
Now you're saying that your guys are still kind of putting an album together and everything like that. How close are you, or what stage are you at right now?
Well, we have an EP that's finished, and it's on iTunes. 3 of our songs, and we had to raise money for that and find people to help us pay for that. And so now we just keep getting requests for more songs. Our songs are finished, written and finished. So now we're just writing a surplus of stuff. It's just kind of finding the funds again to get in the studio, record, mix, master 7 or 8 more songs to make a full album. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the answer everybody basically has, is getting the funds together.
Exactly.
It's tough.
It is. Anything's possible. You know, we didn't think we were going to ever find the money to just record our 3 songs, and we made that happen somehow. So I'm confident we can, in the near future, get that done too. Or, you know, get signed by an indie label, and they can take on the expense. That would also be nice.
That's nice. That is very nice. I think you probably even answered that. I was going to say even any works of a video, but then again, you're still trying to raise money for...
Yeah, well, we actually... we have a manager, and his friend is a director of photography and director for... I think it's Selling LA. I don't know if you know that show. It's called Selling LA, and it's like realtors. They sell like huge, expensive homes. And he offered to do a video for us for free. So
nice.
Yeah. So we're actually going to shoot a video for We Should Know, which is on our EP. And we're just right now we're scouting locations to see, you know, where we can shoot, and again, what's going to be cost effective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's coming soon. Music video, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Nice. Let's see what we covered that. if you had a choice right now or anything like that with everything that's out there, who would be your dream person to work with, like to try and write a song with? Is there a person or a group that you would kind of really like to bump heads with?
Yes.
Who's it?
Burt McCracken from The Used. He's my number one inspiration. I love his melodies, I love his lyrics, I love his voice. And yeah, if I could work with anyone, it would be him. And my second choice would be Lacey from Flyleaf, because she's been a huge inspiration as well. So either of those two would be, dream come true.
Very cool. Now, another kind of question I always throw everybody, and it gives them, they kind of have to think about it, but out of every song, all the songs that have been written over the years, I'm talking about anything.
Okay.
All the songs have been written.
Okay.
Is there a particular tune out there that you heard that you wish you would have been the one that written or covered?
Well, my all-time favorite song ever, and this has not changed, and I don't even know how long, because my parents used to play this when I was a tiny little, couldn't speak yet, is Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin. Just the emotions in that song coming from Robert Plant. Now, I am terrified to tackle that song because I don't even know if I could hit half those notes that he hits. But the other song that I'm obsessed with is Where Did You Sleep Last Night by Lead Belly, who was covered by Nirvana. And I always said, the first time I heard that song, my cousin played it for me. He plays guitar. And I was probably like 13 or 14, maybe. I don't know, maybe younger. And I was like, I'm going to sing that song one day. And now we do it in our show. So.
Yeah, I caught that. Yeah, you had to sit down on it.
Yeah, I love it. I was
nice.
We'll just like quiet everyone down.
Yeah.
Derek, you don't have to play drums for a whole song. Everyone can actually hear what's going on. Perfect.
Yeah, it was a good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
I really enjoyed myself.
Where do you guys hope to find yourself in the near future? Or what are your hopes? What are your dreams?
To be signed to like an indie label and to be opening up for someone on tour, preferably The Used. But I feel like, I won't turn down an opportunity. I want to keep the doors open for whatever the universe is going to bring to us and say, this is what you should do. I'm there. But if I could choose, I would say The Used.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So I would love to be on a tour, just around the country in the next year. That would be my dream come true for sure.
You guys are on the road. I mean, you've only been together, seriously, for
like
the core that's right now?
Not even a year.
Not even a year, and you already headlined the House of Blues, which is too bad. So, I mean, that's saying something.
Totally.
And everything, so.
Totally.
I mean, if someone new band was coming out, just trying to get things going, what would be something you would advise them to do? What would be some advice you would give a band?
Now that I've been through what I've been through with this band, I think it's you have to do the work. I would advise them to go above and beyond what you think you're supposed to do and what you think is working hard, and go surpass that. I mean, there's not a moment on any day that I'm not thinking about the band or that I'm not doing something for the band. It has to be your number one priority, and you just have to give it your all. And I would also say for me, it's not about me doing what I do. Like, I just want to reach people with the message that we have and hopefully enlighten somebody or change the way they feel about something that maybe they're feeling negative about. Like, for me, it's about, I wish I had heard I wish I had a positive influence this way when I was younger. There's nothing that makes me happier than like the 16-year-old in Arkansas who like posts my lyrics or is like, oh, like you got me through today. I mean, I do what I do for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to have an intention behind your work, I think. And it can't be about you and how cool your lyrics are, how amazing my melody is. Just leave it to, you know, your intention has to be for something greater than yourself, I think. So that would be my advice.
Not bad.
Thanks,
Not
David.
bad.
I could go on forever. I ramble sometimes.
That's
Sorry.
okay. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
I mean, people want to know what you feel. I mean, and that's what's going to inspire somebody else. That you can be open, or you can say, you know, what you feel. And everything. That's what they want to know.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
I know that's what I would want to hear. You know, from my.
Yeah. So, how can people find you? I mean, where are some of the places that people can look to find your music or you guys?
Okay, you can definitely look online. We have a website, wearejetem.com. We have a merch store there. All our music is there, linked to our iTunes. We also have a Facebook, facebook.com/wearejetem. We're also on Twitter, same thing, @wearejetem. And of course, if you're in the LA area, we're playing a show at Skinny's in North Hollywood on December 17th, I believe. It's a Monday night. It's a holiday party. 21 and over. Sorry. And yeah, that'll be our last show of the year. So we'll come back next year